I get a lot of comments on my ventilation videos that power vents burn up, they don't work, and I disagree. So at Roofer Chicks, there are two primary forms of exhaust ventilation that we like to use. We like to use power vents and ridge vents. The issue with ridge vents is you have to have a lot of ridge at the very top of the roof for it to work. On a house that is a hip roof where more comes up to a point, you don't have enough ridge to do ridge vent. So on those types of roofs, like the one we're doing today, actually, we install a power vent. And I get a lot of comments on my ventilation videos that power vents burn up, they don't work. I disagree, and I also agree a little bit. We like to use, GAF is partnered with this company called Masterflow, and they make an amazing power vent. But over the years, we've had issues getting these vents sometimes. Not so much anymore, but I used to have a really hard time getting my supplier to carry them. And so then Home Depot sold them. And so we just started going to Home Depot and buying all of theirs. They wanted to discontinue them, and we convinced our local store to continue to carry them for quite a few years, and we would just buy them there. And then they discontinued them. Anyway, whole bunch of issues with getting them for a few years there. So every once in a while, we would just use another brand. And those are the power vents that we've had trouble with, and they burn up and they don't last. We probably install at least 100 power vents a year, at least, maybe 150. And have been for the last 10 years. And I have only ever had to replace 2 GAF power vents in that entire time. So that's a lot of vent, and that's a very low failure rate. And they do carry a warranty with them. And so if that does happen, then we can swap them out. So I usually end up swapping them out as part of the roof warranty. But even if you're not using us and you're using a different contractor, they do have a warranty. When you calculate ventilation, and I use the GAF ventilation calculator, there's several of them online. You can actually also calculate it by hand. So if a roof doesn't have enough ridge where we can do ridge vent, and the nice thing about ridge vent is it doesn't have any moving parts, it's static, and bad things about ridge vent are that little particles of dust can get into your attic, and technically bugs, but bugs don't usually hang out on the roof. But anyway, so when we can't do that, we like to do the power vent. And there are other types of exhaust vents that we could use. A lot of people ask us about solar vents, solar power vents, basically, not electric. The idea is great. I think that in the future, they will become more and more of a thing, and they already are becoming better and better. But the issue with solar is that they usually cost at least twice as much as an electric vent. This guy here is only like $125, and the solar vents can be easily $500 and up. And they also don't pull as much CFM, cubic feet per minute, as an electric vent. So you need more of them. They cost more than twice as much, and you also need more of them to pull the same amount of power. Another objection that I hear from homeowners is that this is going to pull too much electricity and they can't afford it on their electric bill. It actually takes normal power. What we usually do is we ponytail off of your attic light switch if you have one. If you don't have one, then we find electricity somewhere else and we ponytail off. We put it on the switch so that you can turn it on and off if you want to. I do that in case like a rodent damages it or something and it's going clunk, clunk, clunk. You can go up in your attic and turn it off. And it does not pull very much power. It's hardly even noticeable. On this, there's a thermostat and you can set it to different temperatures. We usually set it at 100 degrees. So anytime your attic reaches 100 degrees and it starts kicking. I have had customers go up there and readjust it. I had one adjust it down to 80. And so now that power vent, at least in Texas, is going to run pretty much 100% of the time, winter and summer. So then, yeah, it would burn up if you do that. So we recommend setting it around 100. And then anytime your attic reaches that heat, it just starts kicking it out.